that Georgia kind of puts you in from a defensive standpoint, and how do you answer those binds or whatever you studied on film?
Yeah, no, I think they do a fantastic job. I think the personnel is really good, height, length, really good players at every level of the defense. Force you to earn everything, and certainly, I think this is year 8 for Kirby, if I'm not mistaken. So there's good continuity in terms of the veteran players have a good comprehension of the system. So overall, it's about the fundamentals, it's the execution and the personnel.
What kind of challenge is that for Graham, and how much do you think Graham, given his confidence the last couple of weeks, is up for that kind of challenge?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think playing well at quarterback is certainly a big part of the puzzle, right? I mean, if you're going to put this thing together. And I think the key is going to be that we play well around the quarterback. I think at each position group, there's unique challenges relative to the plan that would be really, really important.
Being a day ahead, just how does that impact later in the week, and how can you see some benefit from that?
Yeah, no, I think one of the benefits of playing in the Sun Belt is you get a chance to play in a lot of midweek games, and you have unique schedules, right? So I think we've come up with a blueprint we've used in the past that we'll use this week. Ultimately, excited about that. It'll be the first time we've done that, and I think, it'll be good for the players and the staff.
Are you already seeing some benefits from the alterations to the bye week, or will that kind of be determined a little bit later?
Yeah, I do think we'll have some of these guys that maybe were modified last week will have an opportunity to be full go today. We'll give you a little bit more of an up-to-date injury report on Wednesday, but I think overall 2 days off for the players. Good, healthy work last week. I thought huge emphasis on the fundamentals last week. I thought we got good quality work, including Thursday. I thought was a really good work day. And then I just think in general, we played 7 games. There's not only a physical break here, but there's a mental break as well.
Away from Gainesville, there have been some issues like with false starts, et cetera, like that. And against a team like Georgia, where the margin of error shrinks considerably. How have you been able to address that during the off week?
Yeah, no, I think procedurally, when you play away from home, I don't necessarily think if you evaluate our team, I think one of the things the open date exposed, we've had issues wherever we've played, truth be known. So, the margin of error is small. I think in this league in general, I don't care who you play or where you play them. I think you can't afford to give the opponent anything, and certainly undisciplined penalties are in that category.
Which fall produce should you avoid? Passing by salt.
With the play around Graham in South Carolina, how important is that to capitalize this week, especially on offense with the defense that you guys are going to be going up against?
I think what we've learned is 15 is a very capable player. And I think he, when given the opportunity, if we can protect him, if we can create separation, if we can win individual matchups, and we've got a good design play, he can get it to the right guy, right? So I do think that we are steadily improving around him. I think the freshman tight ends are going up. I think the continuity in the offensive line has helped us. And I think we're getting some pretty good receiver play week to week, depending on who's available. I think that's another area of our team where we've had different lineups for, some weeks. But overall, you're going to move the ball in this league. It takes every position. She's got to do work.
You were on a staff of a team that won 26 straight. What goes into something like that? I mean, Georgia's won 24 straight. Just how impressive is that?
Yeah, no, I think ultimately, much like I mentioned before, it's a new set of problems, right? It's a new set of issues that you're managing relative to keeping your team motivated. They haven't had one of those experiences that kind of recenters you at times, right? I think we oftentimes used to say, sometimes maybe getting beat early in the year is good for you. And most of those championship teams did get beat, early on. So ultimately, I think it speaks to the level of consistency that they've been able to achieve, from a continuity standpoint. the systems on offense, defense, and in the kicking game have remained the same. Therefore, the players continue to develop. They're working on the same concepts, the same set of fundamentals. So I think they benefited from that. Obviously, they've got a talented team. You know, this is a result of a lot of hard work. You know, I can remember, I think I told you guys this, when I got the job and I saw Kirby for the first time since he won it, you know, I congratulated him because I think we all know, having been a part of that, the amount of work that goes into it, right? So it's evaluation, it's recruitment, it's teaching and development, you know, and I think there's a intangibles side, well, that's important, you know, and I think to sustain that is impressive.
What stands, the defense, what stands out, and obviously they lead the nation in third down, they're not creating a lot of sacks, but Kirby last week was somewhat creating havoc. Are you
Right.
seeing a lot of havoc, and then what are some things that stand out particularly?
Yeah, no, I think ultimately, you know, it's the category of third down that you're playing in. You know, I think you want to be good on third down defense, make them play third and long, you know, and I think they've done a good job on the early downs, creating those passing downs. Obviously, those are much more difficult to convert. So, and that's the key to the drill. You know, I think is try to keep third down manageable, and the game will be part of the game. Both sides of the ball, you know, for us and them.
How do you feel like the offensive line's improved over the last couple weeks, in the last couple games?
I think that continuity helps. I think the ability for players to be available so that we can practice at a certain intensity. You know, I think people don't understand that this is a developmental game. You know, you don't just show up and play on Saturday. There's a ton of work done, and you got to stack days, right? So, you know, you have a number of players that are banged up. That affects the entire rhythm of a practice, you know. And certain position groups get depleted, it affects the entire team, right? So I think we've had inexperienced players, I wouldn't say young players, but we've had inexperienced players that are getting those reps, therefore they're improving. I do think guys like Jake Slaughter, Cam Waits, those guys being available and being able to contribute have helped us. I think we see Mazuka, Damian, improving. You know, I think that's a part of our team where we've improved from a fundamental standpoint.
A lot's been made about Bowers getting hurt, and some people are saying, oh gosh, this is
Watch college football
will be doomsday. They have a lot of quality players on that team. But to what impact does that change your defensive game plan? And just what does him not being there do to them?
Yeah, no, I think it's obviously this is not only one of the best players in America this year, last year. I mean, this is one of the best players of all time, if that makes sense. I mean, this guy's a really, really unique matchup relative to his ability to run routes and get open, his ability to run after the catch. I mean, they're handing the guy sweeps. They were handing the guy the ball. And he's a terrific blocker. You know, he's tough. He's got a really good set of fundamentals. So he made them really hard to defend, you know, and I think ultimately the matchups just change, you know, and I think these are probably questions more for them than they are for me. But, you know, we'll prepare for the personnel that we've been watching. What direction they go, you know, I think will be part of the next couple of weeks for them. But probably having an open date helps. But they're not lacking for skilled players. I mean, they got them, you know, all positions. And then obviously up front, it's a big, tall, long group, you know, that's very effective. So, and I think the quarterback, you know, gets a little bit better each week, obviously, as he gains experience.
When you look at your offensive growth over the last 2 wins, how much of that is opponent-driven, or maybe confidence in the coaching staff figuring out what you got, or maybe the players figuring out who they are?
Yeah, no, I think it's just a little bit better execution, in my opinion, a little bit better fundamentals. I do think getting Trey back helps. You know, Jake gaining experience helps. just getting healthy to some degree. Trevor's back, I mean, I think you got a number of things that contribute to that. So, and look, I think the coaches have done a good job. I think the tight ends have improved. We're getting good play and production from Boardingham. I think Hayden Hanson is steadily getting better as he gains more experience. So we've got a group there that, and look, I think that, we're going to continue to be challenged in this league. Every week's a new week. I think for us to have some consistency, we got to continue to play at a high level across the board.
How would you rate, you discussed Georgia's havoc rate. I mean, where are you guys in that in terms of, because I know sacks are low, but where are you guys in terms of havoc rate? And how would you assess where you are and where you want to be or need to be there? Yeah,
I mean, I think if you look at our team, we'd like to be ahead of schedule a little bit more in terms of forcing more third and longs. To do that, you need to create negative plays, right? So we've been playing probably too many downs in the 4 to 6, 2 to 3 range. You'd like to play some more long yardages, and ultimately the havoc rate is not quite where we want it to be. Normal downs, if that makes sense. So we've been pretty effective on third down. We're probably getting away with some there. We're just playing really good in that area of our team, although we're not playing in long yards as often as we'd like.
What are some of the things you wanted the defense to accomplish during the bye week, and how much is improvement just a matter of those guys getting experience because they are so young?
Yeah, takeaways is an area where we need to do better. I mean, I think ultimately we'd like to take the ball away a little bit more. So tackling at times has been an issue on our team. And then I think just overall gap integrity relative to fundamentals, line of scrimmage, edges. Those are some of the areas that we've worked hard for 3 practices last week. And look, I mean, we just quality control the areas where we feel like statistically we need to be better, but more importantly, what we know are chinks in the armor that we need to shore up here as we run into the tougher part of the schedule.
And this is old news now, but can you walk us through the end of that South Carolina game, the play where Austin sent Jaden to the other side to stop that reverse, and just how critical that was in the game? Did you see Austin on the field? I mean, he was yelling at him to get his attention before the play.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think ultimately, those things happen every week in college football, right? So, I'd have to revisit that one a little bit, but I do think, ultimately the players, sometimes they make mistakes, and as a coach, you can recognize that and you can get it fixed. I mean, I watched several games this weekend. It happens a lot, So, that was definitely a big play in the game.
There's obviously been progress, but when you're talking about measuring sticks, games, this is probably top of the list. Can there be too much put into that, or do you try to downplay that with your players in terms of this is the best team in college football for the last 2 years, and this is an unbelievable opportunity to maybe prove yourself or prove you belong on that stage kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately you try to get as specific as you can about the plan. All 3 parts of your team, I think that, there's a conceptual part of the game. There's a fundamental part. Certainly you want your players to be in the right frame of mind when it's time to compete, but I don't think you got time to look up and think about that. I think ultimately you're engrossed with preparing. I know as a staff, ultimately we're trying to position the players, put them in a sound play, give them an opportunity to compete, work on the fundamentals and the communication. That'll be important. And let's go play, and I think we're all aware of what Georgia's been able to accomplish, and certainly we have respect for that.
Won't be quite like a recruiting weekend here, but you guys have the ability to host prospects up there. Do you plan on taking advantage of that, and where do you feel like the state of the class is really at this point in your efforts in recruiting the cycle?
Yeah, no, it's it's definitely a benefit to get guys to the game. Certainly Georgia was able to do it last year. You know, we'll be able to do it this year. You don't get to have any interaction with them when they're there, but they do get a seat in the stadium. So I think that list is close to being full, you know, so it'll be a good group. I feel great about, you know, what the product we have, our ability to attract some of the best talent in the country. We work hard at it, and we'll continue to work hard at it.
Do you think that stepping stone, it opens the door for more? Like, having them in the building is great, but like, now, wouldn't you like to have them on the sideline? Wouldn't you like to be able to interact with them, have them in the locker room, stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately there's a set of rules that we got to play by. We're going to play by the rules, but it's been that way for a long time. I mean, you think about these neutral site games have been taking place for a long time. The home team gets to take advantage. You know, we played in Dallas, we played in Atlanta, we played all over the country. Sometimes you got a group there that matters, sometimes you don't. Ultimately, it's just good for them to be able to take in the game, to observe your team compete, and ultimately try to play good and put on a good show.
All right. Welcome to Gator Fridays. Welcome to Gator Fridays. As you guys just heard, we just listened to Billy Napier, coach of the Florida Gators, speak on the behalf of the Florida Gators on, you know, going into this week against Georgia. Now, y'all already see the title. I don't think Florida's going to win this game. I don't. But who knows? It's college football. Anything could happen any given Saturday. Most Florida fans just want the game to be close and not get blown out. Some Florida fans are actually delusional. They think just because Brock Bowers is hurt and not playing that they got a chance now. They think one monkey makes the whole show. That's tough. That's tough. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Obviously, you know it's Gator Friday. It's open mic. Florida Gator fans, y'all can come on in here. Tell me what's going to go down this weekend. How you going to beat Georgia? How you going to survive? How you going to not get embarrassed? All that good stuff. Or you can just listen to me tell you guys how they're going to beat y'all. Listen, you ain't got a chance. You don't got a chance. You're not going to win. You won't win. Not with Graham Mertz. Not at all. Not at all. You don't have a chance. I need you guys to take this as therapy. You don't have to watch the game to know that you're going to lose. You're going to lose. Don't set yourself up for disappointment thinking that there's a chance that you will beat Georgia. You will not beat Georgia. Georgia is going to beat the pulse out of you. Okay? All right. Glad I got it established. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Also, guys, as you can see on the screen, Taste One Boil Peanuts. Smoked barbecue peanuts, man. Go on tasteoneboilpeanuts.com. Order you some. And use promo code BIG3T2Y. Save $10 on your order. Can't get no better than that. All right, so let me put the link in the chat. Obviously, we're going to talk about Florida Gators versus Georgia Bulldogs. Both teams coming off of bye weeks, by the way. Georgia didn't play last week, neither did the Florida Gators. So both teams are coming off of bye week, had 2 weeks basically to prepare for each other. I think Georgia didn't have to prepare for nothing. I think Florida had 2 weeks to prepare for Georgia, but I don't think it's enough. I think during this rebuild, because they are calling it a rebuild, They are calling the rebuild. So Georgia obviously ain't rebuilding nothing. They on the roll right now. They 124 straight. The Gators think they're going to be the one to stop the 24 straight. Boy. They are in for a rude awakening, I'm telling you. In for a rude awakening. Oh, man. All right, so obviously, guys, Gator fans ain't too confident about this game coming up, so we're not going to hear too much trash talking out of them. They're not going to say nothing. They're not going to talk no trash. They have zero confidence. The confidence of the Gators is at zero right now. None of them believe they're going to beat Georgia, so you're not going to hear no, oh, we're going to beat them. The score is going to be us 50, them 20, and nothing like that. They are very humbled when it comes to Georgia. They have ate at least 3 humble pies from Publix. I'm telling you, Georgia has beat them into submission. Georgia is that scary bully that Florida just don't want to deal with. Instead of walking straight home, Florida right now is taking a long way home to avoid Georgia. That's what Georgia has become to the Florida Gators. Just a bully, just beating them into a post. My goodness. Saw just going on. He said it's going to be 25 straight. I believe you. 100%. Florida has zero chance. None whatsoever. They're not going to win. But of course, Florida fans, they don't want to talk about their team. They want to talk about Miami. They want to talk about what Miami is doing. They don't want to focus on Georgia now. They kind of want to skip this game. They kind of want to just skip over it, pretend it never happened, pretend it's not going to happen, and then, go on back to winning maybe one more game for the rest of the year, go to some shitty bowl game, and then obviously, hope that their recruiting class thick and hope that they can keep building off of that. Blue chip Billy is what they calling them nowadays. When he loses, it's Fire Billy. That's what they call him. But that's tough. Florida Gator fans, the link is in the chat. If you want to come in and tell me how you're going to beat Georgia, you can. Oh, Sarge, the link is in the chat, my guy. You can come on in here and tell me how y'all going to beat Florida, how bad you're going to beat them and all that good stuff. How you going to get over the hump of Brock Bowers, because that's been the main topic all this week. Everybody's talking about Brock Bowers. Georgia's nothing without Brock Bowers. If they don't have him in the second half of games, they're going to lose. Everybody's saying Florida got a chance to knock off the number 1 team in the country. Hey, I don't see it happening. But hey, coulda, shoulda, woulda before the games are played. The games got to get played. So we're going to find out. All right, so let me go ahead and pull this up on the ESPN. We could go ahead and look at the matchup, see what's going on in this one, check out some stats and all that good stuff. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, this game should be college game day, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't really checked, but it should be. I mean, it's a mid-season rivalry game. Georgia's number 1. Florida's just hanging around some, swinging from a tree, or probably swimming in some swamp, trying to. They just be enjoyed. They just be in Florida, 5-2. Obviously blowout loss to Kentucky, lost the first game of the year to Utah. They've had pretty up and down season, beat Tennessee, survived against South Carolina, and here they are, 7 games in, they're 5-2. They're looking to win another game, not the one tomorrow. They're looking to win another game to basically, be bowl eligible. Now, what I found was very interesting and very funny is the Florida Gators are playing Arkansas. Yeah, we're just gonna skip past Georgia. Georgia's gonna beat them into a post. So they're gonna play Arkansas in their all-black jerseys for the first time ever at noon. These boys' all-black jersey, all blackout game is at noon. My goodness. Florida will be the first team ever to debut their black jersey when the sun is in the middle of the sky. Them boys couldn't even afford to get an 7 o'clock, 7:30, who knows, 8 o'clock game. They couldn't get a night game for their blackout because they that damn terrible. That's tough. Now, I know they're going to want to come on here and they're going to blame it on Arkansas. Oh, it's Arkansas' fault that we're playing. No, you're terrible too. You're not even ranked. You're debuting a black jersey in the middle of the daytime. People gonna be out there burning up, man. What's going on, my guy?
What's going on, man? Georgia, you said Georgia finna smash that?
Georgia finna have a
What's that
field.
song? Smash that? All on the floor. Yeah, all down the field.
Man, Georgia finna run away with that thing. Everybody, after that game, they gonna like, man, I thought they didn't have Brock Bowers, though.
They got so many tight ends, man. They stacked.
I'm not even worried about Georgia's offense because I know their defense is going to dominate Florida's offense.
Man, where all the Florida fans at, man?
Bro, it's Florida versus Georgia, bro. They're not showing up. They're not going to say nothing.
They show up for when we were talking about Miami and Florida State. Where all the Florida fans at, man? Speak your words.
They're not showing up. I'm telling you. You won't see too many Florida fans in the chat tonight. Georgia got their number. They know not to talk about Big Daddy Kirby.
Big Daddy Kirby, yeah.
They know.
Them Florida fans, boy, they wild, boy. Because I would have been on here talking about convincing me.
Man, Georgia by 50. You heard the title. Georgia by 50. This is going to be an embarrassing loss for Gator Nation.
I give Florida 3 points, field goal in fourth quarter late.
I'm gonna give him 10.
So,
I'm gonna give him 3 points in the second quarter and 7 points in garbage time fourth quarter.
Cause Kirby ain't finna put start. Well, I don't know. Now he does he does bench his starters and put his backups in. But they got to be a blowout.
I'm gonna just say this is gonna be total domination.
Yeah, I'm gonna flick it on and flick it off. That's how quick that game gonna end.
Now, when you look at the ESPN matchup predictors, which I'm pop on the screen for you guys, Georgia is an 85.2% chance of winning this game. That's what the matchup predictor got them.
It should have been 98% and 2% Florida to win.
Now, when you look at the numbers between the quarterbacks, a lot of people have been telling me that, Carson Beck ain't all that great. Well, Carson Beck looked 10 times better than Buddy over there at Florida. He looked 10 times better. The numbers are pretty similar, though, except Beck threw 4 and Graham threw only 2 interceptions. But yardage-wise and everything.
You know, it'd be so funny if Florida blow their ass out, man. That'll be some funny shit.
Listen, if Florida blow out Georgia, this whole chat will be full of them.
Oh, yeah.
As a matter of fact, the comment section after this video will be full of them because they ain't gonna get in this comment section. But if they beat Georgia and they blow them out, oh man, all of them gonna pretend like they was here. It's gonna be a fiasco.
It's crickets. It's always crickets for Florida Gators.
They don't trust me. There's no confidence. Last week when we played Clemson, I said, "Listen, man, I don't see nothing on Clemson that's scary. I don't see nothing to worry about. I can't find nothing to be scared of."
You said that. Now I can admit because I thought y'all was gonna lose. You did say that. Now I heard you say that.
I was like, for the first time in a long time, I don't see nothing that Clemson got that I should be worried and scared of.
Man, Clemson, they don't know what's to them. They look like Florida Gators around here after a while. Unpredictable. Don't
Florida.
put your money on them.
Georgia right now, they're the number one team in the country. They don't won 24 straight. They can't troll Georgia because Georgia got their numbers right now. Georgia just won 2 national titles. Georgia is the SEC team that the Florida Gators root for in the national championship for the past 2 years.
Facts.
Some of them was on the Alabama side, but they got to share their SEC allegiance. They are SEC homers. But Florida has really nothing for Georgia. They have nothing.
Yeah, Florida can't. It's not a matchup.
A wise man once told me, "He who has nothing has nothing." That's
You said
it.
You said they won all black too, right?
No. That's against Arkansas.
Oh,
That all black game will be at noon.
at blackout at noon.
Blackout at noon. Sun in the middle of the sky.
They do not worry against them Gators though. I mean, dogs though. But it don't matter, bro. Every time a team put a black uniform on, they like to lose.
Man, Arkansas ain't been no world beater this year, but they'll find a way to beat Florida. I just got a feeling they'll find a way to beat them. Noon in them black jerseys. Man.
Dang, boy. Them boys finna play them dogs tomorrow.
I felt like trolling this morning, so I'm gonna share my trolling with y'all.
It is kind of crazy though. They always show up on Miami or Florida State game.
I got all black jerseys playing at noon, 'cause we ain't worthy playing at noon, so the sun burns me.
I ain't turning it hell, boy. I ain't turning it hell.
I got all black jerseys playing at noon.
Hey man,
So
that should be your intro.
burns me.
That should be your intro. That's what that should be your intro.
Hold on. Let me run it back for the ones in the back. I got all black jerseys playing at noon, 'cause we ain't worthy playing at noon, so the sun burns me. Album dropping on November 4th at noon, 12 p.m.
That been kind of catchy now. It kind of catchy.
I might have to make that whole song.
Right. It's kind of catchy now.
I might have to make that whole song.
Now that song ain't make these Florida Gators fans get in this chat. Boy, I don't know what to tell you.
Got all
I don't know what to tell you.
black jersey. Oh boy, finna get beat by Arkansas.
Yeah, wow.
Man, that's tough. That's tough.
Gator versus Florida.
I guess I'm gonna put the link in the chat again if y'all want to come in here. Since Florida Gator fans don't want to come in here, I guess we could just trash talk them for the next 30 minutes or whatever. Man, that's tough. But let's get back to ESPN. Let's look at some of the numbers. So they running back for Georgia here. What's his name? Dejon Edwards, 80 carries for 460 yards with 6 touchdowns. Georgia running back should be Etienne should be leading, but for some reason Billy just loved Montrell. So Montrell with 85 carries and 438 for 4 touchdowns. Like I said, I think Etienne's the better back, but that's just me. Receiving wise, Ricky Pearsall, whatever they want to call him, 44 catches for 619 yards and 3 touchdowns. pretty terrible for a number one receiver. But then again, he ain't got no quarterback that could throw it down the field to him. So dink and dunks is all he gets. Georgia, on the other hand, they will be without their tight end Brock Bowers leading the team in reception and yards and all of that, and 4 touchdowns. So that's what Florida's banking on this week. They banking on beating Georgia without Bowers. They thinking that Bowers is the only piece of Georgia's offense that really clicks with Carson Beck or whatever.
But don't Georgia got another
Now,
tight end that's as good as him?
and that's what they're not talking about. That's what they're not talking about. Now, obviously, they thinking Georgia's not out here just destroying everybody. I mean, except for Kentucky, they destroyed the shit out of Kentucky. But they're not really out here destroying everybody. They're letting teams hang around and they pull off on them in the fourth quarter and get the dub. But that's giving a lot of these other teams that they play hope. And then when they do play them, it never works out. Everybody put them on upset alert every week, and then they go out there and beat them. Look at Florida, for example. Survived South Carolina. South Carolina had a 10-point lead with I think it was 6 minutes left or something like that, and they ended up blowing it. So that could have been a loss already. But Billy survived on the road, first win on the road in a long time. I think he 2-8 on the road now.
Dang,
So,
2-8.
Yeah, that's tough, man. He can't win outside of the swamp. But this game ain't at the swamp. This is a neutral site game. This is in Jacksonville. So obviously, weather up there is going to be nice, almost 80 degrees, 79. Then you got Georgia right now. They're a 14-point favorite. Over and under is 49. I want to say the over and under, I probably would go under. I don't see Florida scoring a lot of points in this game, especially on Georgia's defense. And I don't see Georgia putting up a lot of points either because, let's just say it, their offense hasn't been really clicking like that. But I think Georgia can cover that spread. I'm not going to pick them to do so, though. I'm not going to pick them to do it. They've been letting some string along teams like South Carolina, for example. They hung around. They beat them by 10. Auburn, they beat by 7. Kentucky was a anomaly, and then 17-point win against Vanderbilt. So I don't know if I want to take Georgia to cover that spread.
I think if Georgia let Florida hangs around to the fourth quarter, I think Florida might pull it off. But my prediction, they gonna blow them out though. But if they go in there and do it like they did last year against Missouri, then this year against Auburn, I think Florida might pull it off.
No, I don't think so. If they let them hang around to the fourth quarter, I think it's gonna end like all the other games that they let every other team hang around in the fourth quarter. It's just gonna beat them. It's just gonna outlast them. See, Florida can't out-depth Georgia, especially on the defensive side. If Georgia go to wearing out their defense, especially around that second half, Florida's gonna be in trouble. They don't have the depth. They're a rebuilding team. Georgia's in stride right now, especially on the defensive side. If Georgia could get the offense together, they'll be a force to be reckoned with. But every week they let teams hang around in the fourth quarter, so obviously everybody feel like they got a shot, they got a chance. But hey, I don't see this. It's hard to bet the spread because I could totally see Georgia just totally dominating that game. Didn't really need Browers, blow Florida out, beat them by 24 points or something like that. And I could also see it where it came down to Georgia winning by 10 or maybe even 7 points. So it's hard for me to even bet on this thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet on it.
Or even tell anybody how to bet on it.
I wouldn't bet on it.
Said last year's score was 42 to 20. Damn, that's tough. They beat them by 22 last year, but hey, this is a whole different season, man.
Whole different
It's a
team too.
whole different season.
Like AR
Yeah, a
as
whole different team.
quarterback.
Yeah. Plus, they had a few
How's
guys in the line. Who?
Florida Gators new quarterback? He
Who?
good. The Gators new quarterback.
Mid. Mid.
Man,
He's mid. Very mid. Very mid. He's a dink and dunk throw. He's one of them
what?
guys that throw the ball 5 yards. Most of the time, he don't throw it more than 15 yards during the game. Or shoot, they call explosive plays are considered 20 yards or more. He don't throw the ball 20 yards or more, probably more than once or twice a game.
Oh, he can't win a
So
game
that
like
kind of,
that.
but his completion rate looks off the chain because he's throwing 5-yarders, little 10-yarders, and every now and then he'll probably catch a few across the middle with Parcell. But other than that,
Well, they do got person
there's
to the white boy, right?
yeah, the number one receiver. We're number one.
Yeah, I need to tell that. That's the one. Yeah, he pretty straight. He can catch.
Now you an FSU fan. I'm gonna ask you this. Let's just say Florida went and gathered all 7 Dragon Balls. They made a wish and they beat Georgia tomorrow. How unbearable you think they're gonna be, and how much on y'all neck is they gonna be telling y'all that they're gonna beat y'all?
I mean, for one, Georgia is Georgia, Florida State is Florida State, and I feel like all because you beat a certain team, don't mean the end of that year. Because we played them end of the year, they'd be a whole different team. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say, oh, since y'all beat Georgia, y'all gonna beat Florida State too. Nah, I can't say
No,
that.
you ain't gonna say that. They gonna say that.
It must be smoking
Tomorrow,
dick.
they're gonna be starting. I'm gonna tell you the narratives. Oh, Georgia was the toughest team on our schedule, and we beat them. We could beat anybody else on the schedule now. Florida
You
State.
can't say that because in a given Saturday, I mean, anything can happen in Saturday.
Yeah, but Florida fans are a very delusional fan group.
Yeah, they know if they honestly be real with you. If they think they finna beat Georgia, they delusional. They smoking rocks.
Florida,
We all know they ain't finna win.
Florida is a mid-level SEC team right now, but in their fans' mind, they don't see it and they don't believe it.
Man, Florida, they trash.
And what Florida fans don't even understand is next year, Texas and Oklahoma is going to join. So now Florida's going to be even worse in the SEC. They're going to be below the poverty line.
They might want to switch to the Pac-12 or the Big 12 or Big 10.
You said they're going to be. They say they see even my boy Peter said the Gators said they're going to beat y'all all year. They've been telling y'all that all year. So if they beat Georgia tomorrow, they're going to be telling y'all that even more. They gonna feel like they got that reassurance that they're gonna beat y'all.
Like you said, they ain't got nothing there.
BB said, he said not all Gator fans are like that. Most of them is. Mizzou gonna humble them. If Georgia don't, nah. When Georgia beat them tomorrow, they gonna say, "Well, that's Georgia. They beat everybody. That's Georgia. They do everybody like that." Manny Diaz.
Nah.
Manny Diaz. Yeah. No, that's Alabama. They beat everybody. They beat everybody like that. The boy gonna say that's Kirby Smart. They beat everybody like that. They just won 2 national championships. They supposed to beat us.
I'm most definitely gonna watch that game. Gonna strike first, but Georgia's gonna put 21 unanswered points. I don't know how this game gonna go. I don't even know. Get blowed out. I don't know. But I know Florida gonna get tired.
They ain't got the depth that Georgia got, man. I'm telling y'all, man. Go ahead and pencil this one down as an L for Florida.
They 5-2 right now.
They're gonna be 5-3 tomorrow, and 3-2 in conference.
Yeah. They might say they look playoff hopes are away.
When they lose to Georgia tomorrow, they're gonna be like, but we beat Tennessee though. We beat Tennessee.
They did beat Tennessee.
That's what they've been living off.
But that's not Tennessee on the loss, is it?
If you ask them who they played and win this year, they're gonna tell you Tennessee. But we beat Tennessee though.
Tennessee terrible away though.
Yeah, we beat Tennessee.
I don't know, man. I kind of like Joe Milton.
Joe Milton.
What's his name? What's the Tennessee quarterback name? Mitchell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like him. He's pretty straight.
Straight at throwing the ball over everybody.
Hey, T2I.
Yo.
I read that Graham Mertz, majority of his completions, man, is like averaging like 2.5 yards of completion or whatever. And then they're getting yacked.
Dinks and dunks. I've been telling y'all this.
Man, that's tough, man. What they gonna do when Georgia don't give up them screens and them damn little tiny ass?
That's what I was telling people. Graham Mertz is a professional screen thrower.
Man, it's crazy.
That boy is a professional screen thrower.
But they've been telling us for the past 7 weeks, man, he better than.
Y'all let me know in the chat. Y'all let me know in the chat. Tomorrow, how many interceptions do you think Graham Mertz throw tomorrow? How many interceptions? I'm saying 2 or more.
Hey, the right coach get his hands on it.
If I was betting 2.5 over and under it, I'm taking over on it.
After that second interception he throws, Florida's just gonna run the ball.
I kind of see this like the Kentucky game, to be real with you. Just boom. I mean, because Florida keeps talking about how good their defensive line is, but I mean, they ain't getting a lot of pressure sacking quarterbacks a lot. So, like, what they gonna do against Georgia's offensive line?
Oh man, they said 1 interception, 1 fumble, 2 picks. Yeah, I can see 2 picks coming tomorrow.
It's gonna be a tough day for him.
Yeah, I think he's gonna try to force feed Parcell. He's gonna throw them picks.
And Carson Beck from Jacksonville, so he gonna want to show out.
It's homecoming for him.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, he's from Jacksonville. He played at Jacksonville.
Boy, show out.
Yeah, he won a state championship at Jacksonville. He gonna come home and show out for him.
You said Graham Mertz 20.
Boy, turn up on Florida.
You said Graham Mertz 24 for 260, 3 touchdowns. You know what? Let's take a look at some of these Georgia games. Let's see how much yards is Georgia giving up passing. So Georgia's only allowing 171 yards passing, and you expect me to believe that y'all gonna throw for 260 on them with y'all terrible quarterback and terrible offense.
Now hold on. He might throw for 260 if he throws the ball 60 times.
Yeah, but he's saying 24 for.
24. Oh, I didn't see that.
24 for 260. That ain't happening.
Like that one game where he had like almost 50 passes and he had like almost 300 yards. They was real, hey, look at his stats. That's pretty good.
How many rushing yards y'all gonna have against them Florida? Now they only are allowing 91 yards per game. So how many yards are y'all gonna give up to them? How many yards y'all gonna get on them? I'm gonna give him 100 now. I'm gonna give him 100.
No, hold on. I heard a lot of silence right there. So
when they can't run the ball, when they can't pass the ball, that's when Georgia gonna take off on. The offense by the end of the third quarter, the offense gonna be stalling out, and the defense gonna be tired, and that's when Georgia gonna run the score.
It's gonna be like the Charlotte game all over again. They're gonna kick 6 field goals.
If they even get in the red zone.
I'm sure they got a kicker.
Georgia front 7 is gonna be eating all night.
I'm sure they got a kicker to kick a 50-yard field goal.
How many times you think Graham Mertz gonna get sacked tomorrow?
Well, Georgia hasn't had a lot of sacks, but as bad as Florida's offensive line is, man, gotta say at least 3 or 4.
3 or 4 sacks. I'm gonna go
I
beyond.
I say a lot of pressures though. I think Graham Mertz gonna be running for his life all day.
I should have checked it. I should have checked the report before I got on, but I don't even know who, in recruiting wise, is going to be at that game. But I did hear some good news about the Florida State Miami game, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on that. Yeah,
Ooh, I heard it's going to be over 150
I told you that the other day.
top prospects.
I told you on Wednesday. I said that there's gonna be like 150, 200 recruits or something like that at that game.
I was looking at some of them lists. I was like, God.
And not just 24, they're like 25, 26, man. Like way out too.
Florida man.
I don't think Florida recruits are gonna go to this game because they don't want to see Florida lose like that. They don't want to watch that.
Now I'm gonna say this. This will be great for the state of Florida if Florida win this game, because the recruiting battle has been shifting.
I'll agree with you. Yeah, it would be good for the state.
Since Mario came here, it's been shifted. Since Billy been at Florida, it's shifted. Even Norvell a little bit this year. He's got a lot of great recruits in.
Yeah, Norvell's picked it up this year.
He stepped it up a lot. I think Florida State is like number 4. Gators at 5 and Miami's at 10.
Yeah, right behind. Florida's 3, Florida State's 4, Miami's 10.
So the way recruiting has been going, it's a lot of kids that do want to stay in the state of Florida. So Billy right now, he got a high ratio when it comes to blue chip guys. So he's getting talent. My question is, can he actually stay there long enough to, utilize that talent?
I mean, just because he's getting talent don't mean he's going to do anything with it, though. I mean, we can go back. We can go back.
Look at his record now. He's 5-2. Tomorrow he's gonna be 5-3. Let's just call it. Is
that a really good 5-2 though?
Let's just call it though. He's 5-2. Tomorrow he'll be 5-3.
Oh.
If he could pull out 2 more wins, granted that now the expectation on their teams this year was supposed to be 4-8. They're not even supposed to be winning 6 games. Nobody, not one expert, nobody picked them to win more than 4 games.
Right, but see, here's the thing. They just won one extra game that they thought they were supposed to lose. They're going to lose the rest of the games.
They could beat Arkansas.
I think that's a toss-up. Here's the thing. Florida ain't physical up front.
Let's go down the rest of this schedule. Let's go down the rest.
Let's look at it. Florida ain't physical up front. The one thing you can say about Arkansas is physical up front. And Florida ain't going to be able to do nothing about it.
So if you can look at their schedule and say, let's pencil down the losses. You could say Georgia's a loss. You could possibly say LSU's a loss and Florida State's a loss. And you can't even give them Missouri now. You can't even give them Missouri. In the beginning of the year, before Missouri was doing what Missouri is doing now, you could probably say Florida's going to beat them. But you can't even give them that. That's not even a home game for them to where you could say, okay, they got a chance because they do well at home. So they could possibly win one more game, and that's Arkansas.
I think they lose against Arkansas, too.
At home.
I think they lose that, too.
Now, I ain't going to lie to you. If they spoil y'all season, boy, that's going to be tough.
Look here, we ain't talking about Florida State. We're talking about the Gators. The if cans, woulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda bullshit. We ain't talking about that today.
So it's hard to find wins.
We speaking realistic. They're going to lose the rest of their games.
So if Billy could go actually win 7 games, because we could say give them Arkansas and say 6. But if he could go and win 7, that's going to be impressive. It ain't going to be, 7-5 is never impressive, but to the degree of them and how their team are in this rebuild, that'll be impressive. That'll kind of, hold his job onto a string or whatever.
You could say that. I ain't agreeing with you.
You think they just going to lose all the rest of their games?
They sorry as hell. I ain't going to give them no good look. Nothing good about it.
I'm saying, man, Florida. I'm gonna give them Arkansas, and then I'm gonna give them a possibility versus Missouri.
Well, you can give them anything you want. Don't mean they're gonna take it. Shit.
That's what I'm saying. You got to go on the road now.
They They come in there drunk as hell half the damn time. Can't play no damn ball, right?
And then y'all do go to the swamp, so hey man.
Hey, I mean, anything can happen. It's a rivalry, you right? But I mean, I'm leaning on the side of realistic.
I'm just saying they got 2 more home games.
When you
That's where their bread and butter is in them home games. So
when you sorry like they are, that ain't nothing to be worried about.
that would be funny though if they spoil y'all season, man. That last one just boom. Oh shit, upset Florida State.
Hey, that sounds nice. Sounds nice.
Man, what are they talking about? How the Gators run deep. Man, nobody want to hear about how they run deep and all that. They don't lose.
Because if Florida was an ACC this year, y'all would have a worse record. That's the problem.
They say it's the biggest cocktail party.
That's
Florida
what
fans, just go ahead and start drinking now.
They come
Go ahead and start drinking now. Don't even watch the game tomorrow.
They already drunk. They've been drunk all week.
ESPN says, why Georgia need a real good game against Florida? Georgia don't need to do nothing. Just win. That's all they need to do.
Georgia ain't got to prove nothing. This ain't the that's not the topic of conversation. The topic of conversation is that is Florida going to lose by 25 or 30?
45 or 30. Can we have a third option of 50?
See, Thomas was right. See, don't hide behind the SEC this season. The conference is garbage. Exactly.
It's tough.
Hey,
Tough
Boston
in the
College
game.
got one less win in Florida. I don't know what you're going on about.
It's just tough being a Gator in 2023, man.
Yeah, that's right. FSU's no Charlotte. Exactly.
They say Florida turns to Steve Spurrier for advice before playing number 1 Georgia in the cocktail party.
Yeah, you're probably right, Sarge. It might be close for 3 quarters. In the 4th quarter, Georgia pours on them.
Kenny Smith, thank you for the $2 donation, boss. He says, I like how the Big Three is in the top 10 in recruiting. Yeah, man. They turned it up. They turned it up.
I mean, I think, as much as we don't like each other, I think we can all agree that college football is better when all 3 are at the top. Or at least 2 of the 3 are.
When Miami and Florida State is. The Gators never really mattered in that equation.
You know what I'm saying, though, TC, right? That, like, college football is better, though, when the Florida teams are not shit.
Yeah, I think so, too. But mostly Miami and Florida State.
I agree. I'm just saying, for 30 years, to win the title, you had to run through one of us.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I can't say the same because the Gators been running from us since 85.
I mean, this is true. They scary as hell on y'all, ain't they?
Yep. 85, they said, you know what? We can't beat them. We'll never win nothing playing them. They're on a roll.
What's the excuse for that, too? Like, yeah, I get it. You, want to take them off the schedule for a little bit, fine. But, like, what's going on? 36 years now or something like that since they ain't had y'all on the schedule? You ain't got no – take Charlotte off that schedule and put Miami on the schedule.
I mean, go back to the 80s. I don't know if you were born back then.
I wasn't born then.
Yeah, so if you go back to the early 80s, around 83 and up, Miami ran that whole decade.
I don't disagree with you.
So
a lot of close Florida State and Miami matchups that
Florida ran, Florida State stayed. Florida State didn't have to stay. They could have ran too.
But we didn't know.
They didn't. That's where the respect comes in at. You see, Miami was dominating, winning championships and, kicking ass and taking names later. Gators like, nope, not me. You remember when on Friday when Pop saw his son got uppercut with a black eye and all that? And so you want something too, old man? Nope.
No, get your ass in the car. I don't know why you come down here messing with these people.
Kenny Smith, thank you for the $2 donation. First time in 12 years, but go Noles. Hey man, y'all doing y'all thing, man. Wake Forest tomorrow now. That's a whole different topic. We'll talk about that one before the game play tomorrow. I'll be live tomorrow morning too, so we'll talk about that one. Everything leading up to that game. If anything happened overnight or any stories or, if y'all got some top prospects or something at the game, we'll talk about them.
Yeah, there's a few there.
We'll
But
get,
like I said the other night, Sam Hartman ain't there no more, so ain't nothing to worry about.
we'll get them score predictions in and everything. Speaking of score predictions, y'all let me know in the chat, man. What do you think the score is going to be for this game, for this Florida Georgia game? What do you think the score going to be? What do you think it's going to be?
I don't even think Florida scores 20.
I'm giving them 10 points. I'm giving Florida 10 points.
I'm going to go 35-17.
I'm giving Georgia, I want to say 28. I'm going to give Georgia 28, Florida 10. 28-10.
Okay, so we're about the same. We're about the same point right there then.
28-10. Georgia covered the spread, even
But
though it's hard betting.
Remember this, Kirby Park was part of this rivalry as a player, so he knows what this means. So he gonna want to lay on.
Life investment. He says Florida 32, Georgia 21. FSU fan picking Florida to beat Georgia.
What you want that for?
I guess he's trying to say, if they beat them and then y'all beat them and make y'all look better.
I think he's trolling. He ain't serious.
Nah, but life investment, man. I know exactly how to treat you tonight.
Oh no, here we go.
Dope alone.
You haven't. So
He need to leave that dope.
So you picking Florida to beat Georgia tomorrow? Oh man, let's see what else the score is. We got a 35-14. I'm guessing that's 35-14 Georgia. So it says 28-14 Georgia.
I mean, so we in the same area.
See B Bean, he says Mighty Gators 31, Georgia 29.
Come on, Bean, you don't even believe that yourself, man.
Yeah, he tripping.
You don't even
cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
This man tripping. Who else got them score prediction? Oh, my boy Peter Shields. He says 42-17 Georgia. That might actually be what it is, though. The game against Kentucky, my score prediction, I think it was 34-17. They got beat. I think it was like 31-14, something like that.
I told you a few minutes ago I could see it like how the Kentucky game went, man.
I think Peter Shield might be on to something right here with his score, man.
Maybe I didn't go high enough. maybe I should have said 42-17.
Maybe I'm being a little bit too modest.
I think you got too much faith in them Gators, man.
And Kenny Smith with a $2 donation. He says 24-27 Georgia.
That's ridiculous.
Oh man, that's a nail biter. That's another Georgia, survive the fourth quarter kind of game. That's crazy.
Florida ain't scoring 24 on Georgia.
Man, appreciate the $2 donation though, man. I might have to strongly disagree with that score, but hey, you could be right. Anything could happen tomorrow. J-Way says 45-17 Georgia. See, that's around my ballpark.
Hey, Sarge said upset alert for the last 688 days.
Who else? Any more scores in here? Okay. Lenore's got it. Georgia 30, Florida 24. So that's a 6-point win for Georgia.
I see Florida scoring 24.
Like I said, I don't see. I gave them 10. I'm giving them 10 points. I don't believe in Georgia's offense. I'm not Georgia. Florida's offense at all against Georgia's defense. Nah.
I mean, I don't believe in Florida.
I do believe that Florida will be motivated to play that game. But I think that motivation gonna die going into the locker room at halftime. I think Georgia's gonna come out and just literally play. Their defense gonna punch that offense in the mouth in the first half. I think their guys gonna be like, listen, man, we can't do nothing against these boys. It's gonna be one of them nothing ain't working kind of game. Did any of y'all watch the Syracuse versus Virginia Tech game?
No, man, I turned the TV on by the time it was over.
I think this is gonna be one of those where, you know what? I want to change it from 28 to 10 to 38 to 10. I think it's gonna be like that game. Syracuse couldn't do nothing. I think that's gonna be Florida. They can't do nothing. I think it's gonna be like 38 to 10.
I'm with you because like every time I see Graham Mertz throwing that ball, I just see a Georgia DB jumping that route and picking that bitch off.
On Davius Hall, he says 31 to 17 Georgia. Let me see what else he says. McTavius, he got Georgia 23, Florida 22. Wow. 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 I think if Georgia win this game 23 to 22, you might well say Georgia lost this game. You might as well say they lost. This is going to be a win for Georgia fans where they felt like they lost.
Man,
Kenny Smith with the $2 donation. I only say that because it's a rivalry game. Yeah, trust me, I understand. These rivalry games, anything can happen. Anything can happen. One team could go out there and live up to the hype of whatever they living up to at the time, or they could just go out there and shit the bed.
I'll say this right now. I don't know what the score will be, but I know Georgia going to physically whoop their ass, and they're going to limp into that Arkansas game and get their ass beat.
Yeah. Chris got it at 41 to 17 Georgia. Hit him with the intro.
The champ is here.
So what's going on? What's the score, man? What's the score?
The champ is here. I don't know what the score is going to be. I don't know how our team's going to play coming off the bye week. We got Amarius Mims beat up. We got Xavier Truss beat up. Our best two offensive tackles are kind of limping into this game. So I don't know what's going to happen. Without Brock playing, man, I mean, our offense might go off or they might be stagnant. You never know. But Brock is a big-time red zone threat.
Hold on.
Don't believe that.
Hold on. Let me get Lenoir the treatment real quick.
Dope alone.
You haven't.
He need to leave that dope alone.
He don't believe that.
So that first half, man, that first half might be shaky for our offense. Defensively, we're gonna put a lot of pressure on Mertz. I don't know how he's gonna play. When he got 2 or 3 300-pounders running at him, so we'll see what happens.
Sarge, I told you how he's gonna play it. He gonna throw that little 2.5 average they throwing, and he gonna get that picked off.
He's been getting hyped up from all these people about how good he did against South Carolina when South Carolina pretty much has no defense at all. But they were down 10 points with 5 minutes to go. They came back and won against South Carolina, so a lot of people got hope for them, and I want them to have hope for them. I mean, I kind of hope it's a good game. I want Carson to get that experience, in another big rivalry game. He did really good against Auburn. We just turned the ball over. We turned the ball over 3 times against Auburn, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and Auburn did something that Florida can't do, and that's run the quarterback.
Yeah, and Auburn had a good, they had a good running quarterback. I don't know what type of feat that Mertz has, but we're gonna see what happens, man. Like I said, it'll be tight. I'll say like maybe 17-7 or 17-10 at halftime, and then it'll be about who makes those adjustments. You know what I'm saying?
Who shut down Georgia's offense? I'm trying to figure that out.
Nobody really.
Or the team said that.
Sure, a couple teams done had y'all number this year, but they didn't win.
We averaging 40 points a game.
I think the closest y'all came to losing was Auburn.
Yeah.
So I think everybody's banking on that Auburn game and the South Carolina game.
We can talk about that Auburn. Hold on now. Every struggles with a quarterback that runs like that. You know,
Yeah,
it's hard to deal
it's
with that.
10 blockers and a running quarterback, you know?
Yeah, hard to deal with that.
Florida think they could beat y'all because they beat Vanderbilt better than y'all did.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. You know, I'm not worried about what their fans say. I'm just worried about what goes on between the white lines. So, you know, screw their fans, screw Steve Spurrier and the rest of all they little Gators online content creators. Oh, we can do this and pull the upset. We can do that and pull the upset. You know, and then after the game, oh well, you know, we thought we could pull the upset, but just Georgia's too good right now. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, but
I'm used to hearing that.
it shut them second half out, Jakeem, man. Like South Carolina scored 14 in the first half, and that was it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we completely shut them down in the second half.
Yeah.
You know, so it took. Sometimes it takes as our team, like we so used to winning. Sometimes it takes us getting smacked for like a touchdown or a long pass. Sometimes that's what it takes for us to wake up.
I
You know what
think
I'm saying?
the difference is that the people nitpicking at it because Georgia just isn't as explosive as they was last year.
I saw
Yeah.
it.
Well, a lot of people say we're not explosive, but we still average 40 points a game.
I see on explosive stars. I'm saying I'm just not as much as you was last year or
Yeah.
last 2 years.
And I saw
Yeah.
it. Were you in the chat when I I put out my diss track?
I wasn't in the chat when you put your diss track out, but you texted it to me.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna play it one more time for the people.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
The hell?
I got all black jerseys playing at noon. Colin Worthy playing at noon. So the sun burns me.
Yo. Oh man.
Hey man, that was better than that Tom Petty bullshit they played.
But I won't back down.
Oh man.
Man, that's tough.
Some games our team is just lethargic or they get in the red zone and we have blown assignments in the red zone. Like we'll drive the ball, 6-7 plays down inside the 20 and then Bubble will call a freaking reverse pass or some old crazy stuff. Or our guys that have blown assignments or we have a penalty in the red zone has to settle for a field goal,
No,
So,
all this Sarge, like I said the other day, Georgia has played down the competition. That's all it is.
yeah, we played down the competition. We have. And
Fourth
people
quarter,
don't realize we actually got a really young team. Like this is the worst team we've had in 3 years and we about to be 8-0. Let that sink in.
that's what I'm saying. In the fourth quarter, talent and depth takes over, and they just pulled away.
Yeah. Yeah. But this is
Dude,
like this team, this roster, these players is the worst team we've had in 3 years. So to me, this is our only chance to get upset. If we don't get upset this year, if we go 15-0 again, man, we might 4P.
is y'all schedule next year?
Our schedule is
Tough.
tougher next year. It's tougher next year because we play Texas and we play Alabama.
Oh, see, it is a tougher schedule next year. Then.
Yeah, it's a way tougher schedule. This year I knew we was gonna start off great because we didn't really play anybody. And the teams we did play, I mean, they really didn't measure up to us. We were just lethargic.
It's just the East is so sorry this year.
I wouldn't say the East is sorry. I would say the entire SEC is just down.
I wouldn't say the East is that bad because if you look
Nah,
at
the East isn't that bad.
if you look at the stretch going down the stretch now, in the beginning it was, but if you look at the stretch now, look at Florida, look at Georgia's schedule now. After they beat this unranked Florida team, you got Missouri at 16, Ole Miss at 12, Tennessee at 21, and nobody really care about Georgia Tech.
Well, Ole Miss plays in the West.
So they got 3 games back to back that's ranked opponents.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But people say, Georgia got cupcake schedule and college football is rigged and Georgia don't play nobody and all this other stuff.
So the second half of their schedule, it ain't looking too cupcakey like it was in the beginning.
Nah, that Ole Miss game, that's the game that is really has to be watched.
But the funny thing is, we got Mizzou at home and we got Ole Miss at home. We ain't lost at home since 2019.
I mean, at the end of the day, if these teams that's on that schedule keep winning, can't really say Georgia ain't played nobody.
Yeah. These next 6 weeks, we beat everybody and go 12-0. I don't know. I don't want to hear from nobody that Georgia has cupcakes and don't play nobody.
Fair enough.
I don't want to hear from nobody.
Oh man, my boy Kenny says nose for life. Had to change my name 12-0. That 12-0 part, this is where I got to give the treatment.
Stop it. Get some help.
Y'all ain't going 12-0. You still got to play the Mighty Miami Hurricanes.
Nah, knock it off.
And if Florida somehow win tomorrow by some miracle, y'all gonna have to play them too.
We Florida ain't worry about no swamp lizards and no damn crack pigeons. All right.
All right.
Shout out to the Gainesville Geckos, man.
Bye.
Y'all in trouble tomorrow.
Man, I'm telling you.
They got some hope, man. They got a slither of hope because Bowers is hurt, man.
Well, you gotta have hope.
They've been living off of that all week. They've been living off that.
Bro, that's all they've been saying. Brock only has 4 touchdowns this year. 4 or 5 touchdowns. But this offense averaged 40 points a game, but he's somehow the entire offense go around him.
Look,
I don't understand it.
The problem is that they ain't got no hope. The thing is that they've been drunk all damn week. And
I cannot wait to read their boards after that game. I can't wait. Because if Georgia blow them out, they gunning for Billy. I already know they gunning for Billy. They're gonna be gunning for the special team coach and everybody. They've been off of him all year. What's his name? Strickland? They're gonna be gunning for Billy. Oh, he need to get him an offensive coordinator.
That's tough.
What I do know is the way they played against Charlotte.
Yeah.
As far as what they kicked, 5 field goals, right?
Something like that.
Yep.
Those same concepts is gonna be used tomorrow. I'm telling you.
Told you earlier. Let's start again. They're gonna kick like 8 field goals. That's what's gonna be.
Yeah, they might have 2 or 3 field goals in the first half. But the thing is, this is what makes me mad about Kirby, man. He'll wait till the fourth quarter with 5 minutes left and then sub in the third and fourth string. And then a team will score a touchdown and be like, oh, well, Georgia didn't cover the spread. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that happens a lot too. Like the touchdowns that Florida State's given up in the second half this year has been second and third.
Yeah, like Georgia's giving up, we giving up 14 points a game this year. You know what I'm saying? And half of them games, man, the team we played scored in the fourth quarter late, like super late.
Game's over. You can't listen to them, man.
I mean, Georgia's total offense is like 509 average.
Yeah.
Florida's at 421.
Yeah.
Passing wise, y'all at 337. They're at 280. Running wise, they're at 172. They're at 140.
Yeah, and like I said, imagine if A.D. Mitchell and freaking Jermaine Burton is still on this offense.
I would not be surprised. I'm gonna say this right now, Gator fans. Listen up. I would not be surprised if they run for over 250 yards on y'all tomorrow.
That's tough. That's tough.
It's simple.
It depends on if Kendall and Dejan are healthy or not. It just depends. But a lot of people don't realize, man, some of our players, they actually get hurt or they get banged up so much during practice, man, because you got 15 weeks of practice. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the guys get hurt during practice because they go ones versus ones in practice, man. And it's full speed, tackling to the ground, everything. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
it's gonna be an interesting game, man. 3:30.
What's the best?
This is the longest injury list of any team that Kirby Smart has had. This is the
Oh, you know
most
what?
injuries we've ever had.
Thank you for reminding me. Let me look at my let me check the status of my ticket because if StubHub play with me tomorrow, I'm gonna be on their head.
I thought you said you weren't using StubHub no more.
I bought all them tickets at the beginning of the year.
Hey, what's the best defense Florida's played so far?
Huh?
Who's the best defense Florida's played so far? Utah?
I say Utah, yeah.
Right. And Georgia's defense is head and toes better than Utah.
Yeah. And Utah had like 3 starters missing off their defense when they played them too.
And not only that, they had third string quarterback and their starting tight end didn't play in that game neither.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I could see it kind of like that, except, you know, like a good 3-4 extra scores piled on top.
Yeah. And I mean, if you look at it, the silver lining is with Brock getting hurt, you got Lawson Lucky and Pierce Sperling. Those are both freshmen. They're going to get playing time now. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't McConkey or something like that a tight end in y'all's too?
Nah, Lad McConkey is a receiver.
Oh, he's a receiver. He good too to play, isn't
Yeah, he caught 2 touchdowns in the national championship.
There you go. Okay. See, like I was just thinking about that. Utah ran all over them Gators too. So like I try to hear about that suspect defense. So if Utah gonna run on them, Georgia will run on them.
It says T2Y buying scout tickets to the Miami Hurricanes. Listen, man, if Miami wants me to go to some away games and videotape some signals and all that, hey man, I'll do it.
That's hilarious.
Oh,
Hey, they said this team been going on since 2018 for Michigan.
Yeah.
From what I heard, TCU knew about it and they started like giving them dummy signals.
So you trying to tell me TCU smarter than all the other teams?
Man, shout out to TCU, man. That's a game to remember 100 years from now, man.
They
Now, I want
Hey,
y'all
the boys eating lemon pepper wings on the sideline.
man, I tell you what.
Oh my goodness, man.
Man, all I'm saying is StubHub, don't play with me.
Hey, what if we beat them 65-7 tomorrow? What if we beat Florida 65-7?
I'm gonna see this, right? I don't know if it could focus.
Hey, that could happen though. What was the score last year? 45-20 or something?
Focus.
41-20, something like that.
It's gonna be like something.
But
Like
anyway, that's my ticket. So StubHub play with me tomorrow. Count their days.
Man.
Count your days, StubHub. You play with me tomorrow. Y'all gonna stop stealing my money.
You deleting that.
They're gonna stop stealing my money.
Hey, put a 1 in the chat if you think Florida's gonna score more than 20 points tomorrow.
And
I'll give them 13.
Sarge, you can't do these people like they ain't scoring.
I gave them 10.
I give them 13, maybe 6.
I was even more unrealistic than y'all. I gave them 17.
I mean, they I don't know, man. They might get one garbage time. You know what I'm saying? It might be like 31-10 at the end of the third quarter. Then they might get a garbage time touchdown.
That's what I'm trying to say.
The backups.
The last touchdown they're gonna get is when Georgia's third, fourth string players.
Yeah, but then that's the funny part about it. It's like Kirby, he started running the ball, and then he started subbing in all our younger players. You know what I'm saying? It's like he let his foot off the gas so the score don't look so bad.
See, I don't know, man.
I see my boy Sam in the chat. Hold on, Sam. The link's in the chat, Sam.
Kirby part of this rivalry, man. So he'll lay his foot off. You know, when he played Georgia back in the day, you know he must hate the Gators.
Hey, Life Investments, if you got so much faith in the Gators, how about you put some money up there, bud?
See, I don't even understand why he's doing that because he a no, so I don't understand this right now. Why he rooting for the Gators?
I told you why. He want the Gators to beat Florida, so if they all beat Florida, they look better.
Okay. Well,
how is Michigan number 1? Give me 2 ranked teams that Michigan done played. Just give me 2.
Hey, Sarge.
What's up, man?
Belt to ass tomorrow. Belt to ass.
I'm saying though, Kirby don't like to blow teams out though, man.
Belt to ass.
It might get ugly in the third quarter, but like I said, Kirby he'll sub people in. We'll have freshmen, O line, we'll have freshman receivers coming in.
Man,
He'll
look
start
here.
subbing people out.
If you honestly think that y'all just finna blow Florida out of the water, when just because the only bad game that you really got on Florida is the Kentucky game.
In the Charlotte game.
Charlotte game wasn't a bad game.
But y'all kicked like 6 field goals.
Didn't we win that game?
Yeah, but it's still
Yeah, we won.
We had a bad game against Auburn, but we still won.
Yeah, and y'all earned it. Y'all earned that dub, respectfully. I'm not taking that from y'all. You said it a couple weeks ago. Everybody's getting their chance to take on a lot of these Power 5 teams. Everybody laying it all on the line. Every week is somebody's Super Bowl.
Hey, give me a score prediction, Sam.
You want the Gator score prediction or you want my score prediction?
Nah, I want both.
Okay, well, the Gator score prediction, we're going to whoop your ass 21-14. The real score prediction, and this is just me being like a realist, not on some, I think my Gators going to win. I think Georgia wind up winning this game by at least 10 or 14 points.
Yeah.
I'm just being realistic. Like, I'm not saying my team don't have a chance, but
Yeah, I said 28-14.
Florida would need to have a flawless game, meaning no penalties, and they would need to force at least 2 or 3 turnovers and stop Georgia run game. I don't think all of that's happening in one game with Kirby Smart as the head coach.
Yeah.
Just being realistic, like on some, not even saying it was in real talk, it would take all of that to be able to say, okay, we got a shot.
Well, we gave Auburn 3 turnovers, and we only beat them by 7.
You said who?
We gave Auburn 3 turnovers.
That's Auburn. Who is Auburn?
They got a good running quarterback. That's about all they got.
Exactly. That it's gonna take more than that to beat Georgia.
Yeah.
Just saying, that's all y'all had to really focus on. And once y'all clamped him down, it was a wrap.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Florida has way more than that, or even saying that they have more than that. But if you look at the matchups, I don't think Florida is just gonna get drugged across the field. I think, if we're being honest here, if Georgia come out there sluggish, not saying not up for the game, but if they come out there sluggish tomorrow, I think Florida jump out on them. And if Georgia don't respond, I think Florida's going to try to play with the lead. It's not going to be no blowout if Florida take the lead, but I think Florida going to try to win, try to get out of there with a win by 3 or something. But
Life investments in the chat. Just so focused on Georgia losing the number 1 spot. What you don't understand is we can win all our games and still lose the number 1 spot. We don't have to lose a game to lose the number 1 spot.
What does it matter if Georgia lose if you want Florida State to be the number 1 spot and number 2 spot? What does that matter? Win the game.
Somebody said Auburn would beat Florida right now. I don't like it.
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think.
But I mean, if
it would be a good game, but I
They
don't
said
think
Auburn to beat Florida. Yeah, I believe it.
if we play bad, we can lose our number 1 spot. We lost it last year before we played Tennessee.
But
They
y'all
moved
lost
us
to
down to number 3.
I think that Tennessee game gonna be a blowout too.
As a matter of fact, we were the defending national champions, and we were ranked number 3 against Oregon last year. The first game of the year.
Stars, it don't matter, but one team ever gone wire to wire and then won.
Yeah, but I'm saying though, how disrespectful is that? You win a national championship, and then the next game following your national championship win, you get ranked number 3.
I mean, y'all did lose a lot of production.
Yeah, but obviously didn't matter. We went 15-0.
Yeah, that's looking back at it, but at the time, that's what they saw. That's what it was.
Yeah, but who would rank the national champion that beat Alabama with the walk-on quarterback, the number 3 team?
You sound like a fan. You're not looking at the analytics of it.
Man, I don't care about no analytics, man. When you the champion, you number one.
Okay. Well, I mean, you still got to prove it. It still got to be shown on the field.
Yeah, we obviously proved it against Oregon.
I mean, and you're right. You're not wrong about that. But that's the point. You have to prove that you're number one every week, right or wrong.
I think we'll play a close game. Yeah, you're right. I think we'll play a close game against Mizzou, and they'll drop us down. They'll
I
probably put
think that's
Michigan
the
in number
only
one.
team, and I think that's the only team on y'all schedule that has a legitimate chance to beat y'all. But I don't even really think that because it's in Athens this year. Last year they almost had y'all, but this year it's in Athens. I think Georgia get up for that game and they put them away early. I
It's
think.
in Athens, and they can't stop nobody, man. LSU just ran all over them, man.
I mean, yeah,
Their
but at the
defense is
same
not
time,
the same.
LSU has a good offense.
Yeah, but it's a one-trick pony, man.
I like their offense to get at least 21 points on Georgia's defense.
LSU, this is what they do. They spread you out, they run crossing routes. If the crossing routes ain't open, the quarterback take off running. It's
That
easy.
you could beat Georgia like that. You just would need a defense to slow down their offense. I'm pretty sure you could argue that LSU's offense could score on any team's defense this year.
Yeah, they could score 21 on us, but we dropped 50 on them. That's the problem.
I think that would become a shootout. I don't think y'all would just blow LSU out. I'm sorry. I'm not
Man,
saying
we
it's
heard
not
that
possible.
last year. You see what happened last year? 37-3 at halftime.
Now hold on, Sarge. Remember what they said. LSU better this year than they are last year.
Man,
Man,
that's hilarious.
LSU, they only have an offense. They don't have nothing else. They look like they're basically a stronger version of USC. They have
If
a
we
very
played
good
them
offense
again,
with
it
no
would be
defense.
35-7 at halftime instead of 37-3.
But you want to know what I really think as far as this Florida Georgia game, though? If you want me to be completely honest, I think Spurrier gave Billy some plays off his old playbook. I
That's
think
the
he did.
problem.
I
That's the
think
problem.
because if you look at it, that South Carolina game, I'm just gonna be honest with you. As a Gator fan and somebody that strictly watched Gator football, that was not Billy Napier's offense. Not entirely. I'm not gonna say at all, but a lot of those plays, some of those plays, those you would have thought somebody else was calling them plays.
Man, all that Spurrier garbage is not gonna work on Kirby Smart. I'm sorry, man.
You don't think so?
No, bro.
I
He should
think
stick.
so.
He should stick to what he knows, what's been working this whole time. If he try to come in with some new plays, our defense will show him some new looks, and he gonna be confused. And that might be the downfall of the freaking offense right there. Go with what you know, man. Don't be coming with no new plays, man. It's week 8.
Okay.
You come with a new play and 2 linemen forget their assignment. Oh, now you got a strip sack. Now you got freaking Smile Money running down the sideline for a freaking, you know what I'm saying?
So
65-yard touchdown.
to be fair, Graham Mertz has really been good at taking care of the ball.
See, now you just jinxed your team.
I ain't got to jinx nothing. Well, that's a fact.
Hey,
He hasn't
Sam.
really turned.
Hey, Sam, you should have said that, man.
Hey, I stand on that. It is what it is.
Okay, all right.
Either we gonna upset the back-to-back reigning national champions tomorrow, or we gonna get our ass whooped. There's no in between. It's just that simple. I don't control nothing.
BB in the chat talk about I sound scared of Spurrier. Who is scared of a 79-year-old man, dog?
That got a
That-
have you should go to his restaurant in Gainesville.
Well, now hold on. Now Ryan Day was scared of Lou Holtz.
That man wear Pampers every day, man. I'm not worried about no dude that's wearing Pampers.
If it wasn't for Spurrier, there wouldn't be no Kirby.
No, hell no.
If it wasn't
Kirby
for
and Spurrier ain't
Spurrier,
got
I
nothing to
don't
do
think
with
there
that.
would be a Kirby. Because
What do you mean?
Spurrier used to put belt the ass back in what was that, the 80s or 90s?
Yeah, they ain't got nothing to do with Kirby Smart.
Wasn't Kirby on them teams for Georgia that used to get that belt
No,
the ass?
Kirby Smart graduated from Georgia in '99, bro. Y'all think Kirby's old, man? Kirby ain't even 50 yet.
Like I said, Kirby don't took some L's to Spurrier, rather as an
Kirby didn't take
assistant
no
coach.
L's to Spurrier.
You say what?
He graduated from Georgia class of '99.
I'm not talking about directly from him. I'm talking about as a coach.
Okay, what team did Kirby coach against Spurrier?
You're not listening to me. As a coach at Spurrier going against Georgia, as an organization, like as the team, the Georgia Bulldogs, when Spurrier was
He
coaching,
took 2 L's to Dan Mullen. He didn't take no L's against Spurrier.
I think you're missing what I'm saying. I'm not talking about Kirby as
He's
the
talking about
head
when
coach that's only getting taking L. I'm talking about Spurrier versus Georgia Bulldogs. Like,
Kirby played for Georgia.
Yeah, when Curry played for Georgia, Spurrier was done.
okay, never mind. I guess y'all not hearing what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah,
talking about
I don't get what you're saying.
Spurrier versus the Bulldogs, whether Kirby Smart was playing for them or whatever. I'm talking about Spurrier versus the Bulldogs.
So if Kirby ain't got nothing to do with Georgia, if he in the NFL playing, how's he take an L to Spurrier?
Okay, bro, just drop it, bro. You missing it.
I don't understand, man. If I don't have nothing to do with Georgia football, how am I taking an L to a coach at Florida?
Again, bro, just drop it. Just drop it. I don't think
Okay.
you was missing what I was saying. I was talking about as the team, the University of Georgia as a whole versus Steve Spurrier. That's what my debate was. Steve Spurrier.
Yeah. He won a bunch of
I
games in the
said
80s
Kirby
and
because
90s. Yeah.
Kirby is an love Georgia, correct?
Yeah. But what's the
Right. I
series
wasn't
record?
saying that Steve Spurrier directly beat Kirby Smart. No, that wasn't what I was saying. I was saying Spurrier in his era versus the Georgia Bulldogs. He used to put belt to ass.
Yeah,
That's
but
what I
what's
was
the
saying.
series record? What's the series record?
Versus with Spurrier or
No,
Florida
what
Georgia.
versus Georgia and Florida?
Y'all look right now, aren't y'all?
Yeah, we up 10 games, bro.
Okay. And them 10 games
So
came is recent.
yeah. So it hasn't been no belt to ass if we up 10 games.
I'm talking about with Spurrier, bro. You talking about now. We jumping all across the time zone. I get what you're saying, but look, just drop it.
I mean, congratulations to Spur. He beat Ray Goff and Jim Dunnan.
Hey,
He beat Ray Goff and the other coach before Ray Goff. So
he beat
shout out to
he beat
him.
the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah, he did his thing, but all that stuff is 80s and 90s, man. That's
That's what my
that's
debate. That's what
before
my
the
whole
internet.
topic was.
Yeah, that's before the internet, man.
All right, come on now. It's
It
stuff like that.
is.
They remember that. They remember that.
Who remembers 60 and 70-year-olds?
Hey,
Because think about it. If
it's
you
a
in
stat
college
for a
in
reason.
83, if you in college in 83, that means you was born in what, 62, 63? So that means you 60 years old right now.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
It's the truth.
So, what you think the score finna look like tomorrow?
Huh?
What you think the score is about to look like tomorrow?
I said 28-14.
28-14.
Yeah, I said 28-14.
When do you think Florida get that second touchdown? What quarter?
Fourth quarter.
So
Fourth
you
quarter
saying
is probably like
Florida get a
the minutes
touchdown
ago.
first quarter and that's it?
Nah, second quarter.
You
We
don't
might
think
have a
Florida
blown
get any
coverage
field
in the
goals or
second
nothing?
quarter. I think the first quarter be like 7-3, 7-0, something like that.
The only thing that I just want to see tomorrow from Florida is like them competing. Because I'm being honest with you, you can look at it any way you want to. It's not like Georgia have many weaknesses in real life. Like at every position, at everything, it's not like they have many weaknesses, and rightfully so. That's a well-built team.
Yeah,
What
of course.
Florida, what a lot of Florida fans and people who's rooting for Florida should be looking at is how does this team respond in the heat of going against this caliber of team? Because you could say, "Oh, they're gonna get drugged." Okay, we know what we see on paper and what we don't see them on the field. But how does this team legitimately come? Do they come to fight? You know what I'm saying? When they get hit in the mouth, or do they just get folded and just, you know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Yeah,
Like,
these are 18 to 24-year-olds. I mean, it's unpredictable on how the game is going to go, but everybody can put their opinion in, but it's unpredictable, man. That's what I like about college football, man. You never know what's going to happen on a Saturday, man.
Any given Saturday.
any.
That's what makes college football so great.
I mean, the one thing you can count on though is Georgia winning. That's the one thing you can count on.
I don't know.
How long has it been since Georgia lost?
Since the last time we beat y'all.
No. It was after that. It was a SEC championship in 2021. I think it was like the first week of December in 2021.
Then go on.
Only teams like Florida and Bama, can beat the likes of Georgia.
Florida and Bama.
Yeah.
I mean, Mizzou almost had us,
I think the problem is y'all out depth. Y'all had more depth than Mizzou last year. I don't think Mizzou was ready for y'all. I don't think they're gonna really. I think they're gonna give y'all a good first quarter going into the second. After that, I think y'all gonna put the clamps down on them.
Yeah.
But this one right here tomorrow, I'm telling you, y'all go out there thinking that y'all just finna blow Florida out. It's not gonna go that way.
I mean, nobody's saying we're gonna win 65-7. Nobody's saying that. You know what I'm saying? It's a rivalry game. Of course, it's gonna be close, but I just don't. I think our guys won't make as many mistakes as we have been during the year, and I think we focused on that during the bye week. You know what I'm saying? Not making mistakes and giving the other team a chance to win. So if we take care of the ball, I don't think nobody can beat us in the nation. I think we'll go 15
I'll agree.
again.
If Georgia goes out there and plays Georgia football, listen to me. I'm being honest with you because I'm not gonna sit there and fake the phone. If Georgia goes out there and play Georgia football, it's gonna be a long day for Florida, and there's nothing we can really do about it.
Yeah, that first half against Kentucky, if y'all in the chat, go back and watch that first half against Kentucky. Carson had like 300 something passing yards. The team looked scary, bro.
But that's on the upright. People don't want to. T2I didn't want to admit this when we was talking about it. When I said this after they beat Florida, Kentucky matches up with Georgia terribly, and everybody was like, "Oh, they blew out Florida." Yeah, because they match up with Florida pretty well, but with Georgia, they play right into how Georgia wants to play football.
Yeah.
That's the difference. What they did to Florida is what Georgia does to teams. So
Yeah.
it wasn't going to work on them. And everybody
Carson
was like,
looked scary that first half, man.
bro, everybody's like, "Oh, Mark Stoops is a brilliant coach. He's been there for 10 and 11 years." Yeah, it's a reason why he don't beat Georgia, because he plays Georgia. Like, if I could have it my way, bro, I would have it where Kentucky plays Georgia first, then play Florida. I hate the fact that they play us first and then they play y'all, because when they play us, they get up for that game because they think if we beat Florida, we can beat Georgia. But if they play Georgia first and get kicked to sleep first, they won't get up for that Florida game. Because it just recently really became a rivalry between Kentucky and Florida. It's not like it was competitive the last 10 years or 20 years or 30 years.
Shout out to Richard Bertetti in the chat. Said UF 28, UGA 24. You want to put a wager on that, Mr. Bertetti, Mr. Bertetti, whatever your name is?
I don't really think I don't even want to get on FSU about that with the dude in the comments, because
hey man, they've been struggling against Wake Forest, man. Sam Hartman isn't there, man. So we're gonna see what happens.
I'm just saying though. Like I think when we see FSU play against real top-notch talent, we see their true colors. Yep. Whether they win or they lose, we see their true colors.
You mean like LSU?
Yeah.
Yeah. The 45-17.
I'm not taking nothing from you.
But
I
no,
never said that y'all
I
don't.
don't think LSU's top ranked talent. I'm sorry, man.
hey, if we was talking about that 110 ranked defense Florida State had, LSU got the number one roster.
LSU at
Let's keep it
defense
a
is
buck.
freaking tissue paper, man.
Let's keep it a buck.
Honestly, I think if we took 11 people out the chat and lined them up against LSU, we could score a touchdown.
Maybe.
It's ridiculous, man.
That's crazy.
I know they.
It's the truth, though, man. I think so, Sam.
Charlotte.
I mean, I don't know. LSU one of them unpredictable teams. Like you can beat LSU because they're gonna commit a lot of penalties. You just
And they
gonna have to
don't play
capitalize on all of
defense.
them.
They don't play no defense at all. How do you give up 700 yards?
What game they gave us 700 yards?
Watch the Ole Miss game.
Hey, man, Ole Miss. That's funny.
How do you give up 700 yards?
Lane train, baby.
I mean, you might as well, I think if you came out and then just didn't even line up and just let the team score like on the first play of every play or every drive, you still wouldn't give up 700 yards. It's ridiculous, man.
It is what it is with that. Like I said, as far as the game tomorrow, all I want to see is effort. Me personally, I do not expect Florida to win this game. I just
Yeah,
want to.
you're gonna get effort. You're gonna get effort. It's just gonna be
No,
about
we're not.
mistakes.
No, that's not true. Cause I could have sworn, didn't y'all beat us 41-7 one year or something like that?
Yeah, back in 17, was it 17 or
Exactly.
18?
So you don't always get effort. What I'm saying is like I want to see it be competitive. If we lose, we lost to the best team in the country. I can respect that L, but it's how you lose. It's how you play the game. Let's be honest. If Georgia go out there and they win by 2 points, they're gonna take that dub, but they're gonna have a much higher respect for Florida this year than they did previous in the season and last year because the game was much more competitive. But if they go out there and they blow Florida out, then it's just, we having Gator tail tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real. If Florida go out there, if Graham Mertz go out there and don't turn the ball over, he go out there and he put the ball where it needs to, where it's supposed to be going, and the final score is 27-24 or 27-20, you're not going to say, Florida, we just beat Florida ass. You're going to say, well, that was a good game. Georgia, obviously, the better team. They pulled out on top. You know what I'm saying? That's what you'll say. You're not going to say, yeah, we knew we was going to dog them out like that. You're not going to say that if the score close. You can't say that because it was a respectable game. But if it's a 3-touchdown score game, you're going to be like, okay, well, they clearly dog water and they still nowhere near us. So we ain't got nothing to worry about. Let's be honest with you.
That's tough. That boy Dan Mullen at it again. Dan Mullen at it again. That boy do not have Georgia or Michigan in his top 4 for the college football playoffs.
Yeah, this is the same dude that try to fight players during halftime.
He got Ohio State, Florida State, Washington, and Oklahoma.
That's tough.
Can I get that recruiting soundbite, T2Y? From Dan Mullen?
I say y'all is not making the playoffs.
Season right now. We'll do recruiting after the season, and when it gets this recruiting time, we can talk about recruiting.
All right, I don't have nothing else to say.
Dan Mullen's final prediction for his well, I wouldn't say final prediction, but his prediction is Ohio State, and he's saying Ohio State's gonna basically claim the championship. Florida State, Washington, and Oklahoma. That's his playoff.
Dan Mullen, certified dumbass.
I don't know how he came to these conclusions, but I got it right here. Let me pop it on the screen for y'all. My boy Dan Mullen said what he said. Y'all better put some respect on Dan Mullen.
Damn, Nolan said, I ain't impressed by none of that shit y'all doing.
That's my boy picks right there. He got Georgia and what's the name? And Michigan sitting on the outside.
Hey, Richard Petitti, man, UGA been on upset alert for the last 2 years, man. As a matter of fact, you can go back 3 years. I showed T2Y in the text. They've won 40 out of 41 games.
Dan Mullen not playing with y'all, man. Dan Mullen already told y'all what it is.
40-1 in 41 games, but UGA on upset alert. Upset alert. Okay, man.
I mean, Sarge, they gotta say it, man.
Yeah, they gotta say it. It makes me laugh, man.
Eventually, they'll get it right. Eventually.
Yeah, eventually UGA will get upset. Maybe after 40 games.
Yeah.
Maybe if they go 80 and like 1,
man,
they'll finally get upset.
After UGA blows out Oklahoma's record,
you know,
that's when that's when they'll say they'll lose.
Yeah, 40-1 in 41 games, but you know, Georgia just got good like 3 months ago, right?
That's what they're saying.
I know. It's cool though, man. I love it, man. Keep talking about Georgia, man. It's a good thing. I'm glad we stay on people's mind. People go to sleep and dream about Georgia.
Georgia lives rent free in everybody's head.
Yeah, man. People go to sleep, man. I can't wait till Georgia lose tomorrow, man.
Oh man.
They go to sleep and think about Georgia, bro. They wake up, man. I hope Georgia lose today, man. I'm gonna wear my favorite socks, and I'm not gonna eat peanut butter and jelly because the last time I did, they won, so I'm not gonna eat it today.
This must be what it felt like for you, like when Florida State went 3 years without losing a regular season game. That's how it felt.
Yeah, it'll be if we go 12-0 this year, it'll be 3 years.
Yeah, you know what it
yeah,
feels like.
we've gone 24-0.
And nobody remember Florida State winning all the games, man.
I told y'all I remember that.
Nobody.
You remember, T? You remember?
You're the only one.
You remember, T?
You're the only one to remember that, man.
Hey,
Jacarius Middleton, FSU didn't beat Georgia in the playoffs. What you talking about breaking news? Last time we played FSU in the Sugar Bowl, we beat y'all.
Oh man, that's tough.
Back when Anquan Bolden was playing and Matt Stafford.
That was a long ass time ago.
That boy said when Florida State was winning.
That's what I said.
Was that like 97, 99, something like that?
Come on now, Sarge. Don't play dumb.
What year was that when y'all won? What you said? Y'all had three years undefeated.
Yeah, in the regular season.
What year? What year was that?
14 and 15.
13, 14, and 15.
Yeah.
Them boys gonna win their next championship in the year 7000.
So Miami won 9,000 then?
Well, I mean, young Seminole, y'all should do that, man. It took y'all 90 years to win a championship, so
I mean, your math is off a little bit.
That's making up for lost time, man.
You know what? No, we need to correct that because your math is terrible with that, man. 90
Your
years.
first team was 1901.
I know, I get you, I hear that, but here's the thing: they shut that bitch down after 3 years.
That's not. That doesn't mean anything.
It does matter because
no, it don't. If they shut it down, that means y'all didn't win.
No, that's not the reason they shut it down. Actually, like look at some history. It changed to only certain people.
If COVID come back tomorrow and they shut this season down, guess what? Georgia didn't win the national championship.
No. We're not talking about shutting the season down. We're talking about canceling the football team. Then you're no longer.
Okay, same thing. If Georgia canceled the football team, guess what? We didn't win the national championship.
I get that, but this is two different things. You're talking about something completely different.
Why won't you just admit it? It took y'all 90 years to win, man.
Was it 90 years? They played 3 seasons and then didn't play again for another 40 years.
So
that's not 90 years. Do the math.
That is 90 years.
No,
what's 91 take away 1?
If you don't play 40 years, you play 3 seasons, then don't play again for 40 years. How's that 90?
Cause
What
that's
math?
how long it took.
And I know they teach y'all better math than that in the military. Now, come on now.
That's how long it took, man.
No, it's not how long it took. If you
91 take away 1 is 90.
no,
Can anybody in the chat do math?
that's not how that math works. You're doing some fucked up kind of math.
No, y'all first team was 1901.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all first championship was 1991. It took y'all 90 years to win.
But hold on. Subtract the other 40 years that we didn't play.
No, you don't subtract years that you didn't play.
Why don't you?
Cause those years count, whether you played or not.
And what Florida State was still a girls' school and they didn't have a football team then.
It don't matter.
Okay.
If it took me 40 days, if it took me 40 days to find a girlfriend, it don't matter if I was looking or not. It took me 40 days to find a girlfriend.
Oh my! See, that's two different things too.
How?
What you mean how? Like if you stop it and the state no longer allows men to be at that school, no longer allows black folk to be at another type of school, and that's no longer allowed for 50 years later. How does that count?
Hey, Jacarius said we started in 1947. No, you didn't, Jacarius. You started in 1901.
Subtract the 3 years. We'll say 44 we started. That's the way I look at it.
Okay, so from 44 to 91, how many years is that? 47, right?
I guess so.
Okay, so which one is it, 47 or 90?
Well, it can't be 90 because he stopped playing for 40 years.
Okay, so you admitting to 47?
Well, 47 is their inaugural season that they say, but then, there's the 3 seasons that we played in 90, in 01, 2, and 3 or whatever. But then you stopped playing for 40 more years.
Y'all funny, man.
No, come on now. Be real. You're going to try to tell me that don't make no sense whatsoever.
The world still spins, man. The college football goes on whether you play or not, whether you have a team or don't, man.
Well, then that doesn't count if you don't have a team.
Yes, it does.
What the hell are you talking about? Like, hold on.
You had a team in 1901.
All right. So you telling me that if I ain't got no car and I go over there and try to race Formula One cars, that if I lose, that it don't matter, even if I didn't have a damn car.
Nah, you still lost.
I can't with you, dude. I can't.
This is true.
Man, that made no damn sense. Ugh.
Hey, DJ Fur get mad. This live is lame. I'm out. Yeah, of course you gonna leave, DJ Fur, because I'm speaking the truth.
Yeah, Peter Shields is right. 93, not 91. That's right.
Who trying to claim my 91 championship?
So from 44 to 93, how many years is that? 49?
Don't be trying to give away my 91 championship.
Hey, so T2Y, we got to make a correction. It didn't take them 91 years to win. It took them 49 years to win. My bad.
Exactly. I mean, actual math.
When was the Gators' first championship?
Good question. I don't remember that.
Wasn't that 96?
No, I don't believe so. I don't remember that.
I think that game was Florida State versus Florida.
I don't remember that at all.
Somebody Google it, man.
I don't remember.
That's tough.
Don't Google
You
shit.
gotta Google it. It's the truth.
That's that Wikipedia shit. You put anything you want on there. Don't believe that.
Truth.
I don't believe it.
That's the ultimate own right there.
I don't believe it.
Hey, OG Kane, they get mad when I say 15-0 because I actually called it before the season started, and then it actually happened. So when I say 15-0, a lot of people, man, they get booty tickled. You know what I'm saying?
I think
I'm about to eat them. I swear to God, I'm about to eat the stuff up.
About it.
I'm about to drop a diss track on StubHub. They keep playing with me, man.
Yeah, you right, Thomas.
I will no longer be using StubHub. Ticketmaster, you got one more shot.
Ticketmaster, count your days.
I'm just gonna buy from the team website from now on. That's it. I'm done. Yeah, 96 is when them Gators beat the Seminoles for the national championship. That's tough.
That was their first? That was the Gators' first?
First one.
So what was their first football team?
Playing for like 150 years.
That's a good question. That's a good question. When was
Florida,
the Gators?
man.
When was the Gators first football game?
All these teams, man. Oh, it took Georgia 41 years to win. Well, damn, it took y'all 49, 70, 90 years to win.
I don't know what none of that matters.
I mean, that's what people said, though, after we won, bro.
I mean, they did say that. They said a lot of things, too. Don't you hear the Florida fans saying they're going to whoop your ass?
Look at the excuse talking about the whole team had food poisoning.
I mean,
That's hilarious, man.
I mean, if it were.
Food poisoning. That's what we're going with.
Yeah, that's what we're going with, man.
That's what they've said forever, but.
What did they eat before the game? Peaches?
Oh, no.
Hey, Kobe had a pizza and grape soda before he dropped, 81 points?
Man.
Rest in peace to the legend, man. Kobe Bryant, man.
Shoulda, coulda, son of fire. Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Man, I'm seeing a lot of kids dropping them top 10s.
Hey, Thomas says 1853.
That was the first Florida team, 1853?
But he said 1853.
So from 1853 to 96.
Damn. Somebody do some math on that.
That's 143 years.
That's wow. That's tough.
Oh my goodness.
That's tough. That's tough.
I think Miami FSU has the biggest rivalry. They've had the more talented teams play each other.
Those games had more to do with the championship than the other.
Yeah, those games have had a bunch of NFL players.
I'm not even just NFL. I'm talking about like just college football season. That game has affected the national championship more than probably any other.
Yeah.
Why did they give college football fans this AI image creator? Why did they do it?
Hey, Teacher Wise, Emory taking over full time now?
Nah. I think Tyler Van Dyke might play this week, but last time I saw him, he had a boot on his leg.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Not a boot, but a brace.
I got you.
Emory. Go ahead and put Emory out there, man.
Let TBD chill to the Florida State.
Yo, Seminole got that 1996 internet.
Yeah.
Hey, I know you didn't get your phone from Rent Center.
Hell no.
You started to say something, and then your voice just disappeared.
Man, it's like that on this damn video every time I get on here. I don't know what the hell it's like that.
you got that pork chop phone from Rent Center.
Verizon iPhone 15.
You got pork chop wireless.
Mine ain't as bad as it.
Got my phone from Rent Center, man. $3 a month.
I thought you said you got it at Dollar General.
Nah, but he said Rent Center. It only costs him $3 a month.
Yep. I bet you the other day, and he said Dollar General.
Yeah, he said Dollar General the other day.
Nah, he changed it up, man. The original life, he said Rent Center. That's what had me and T&D. We were dying laughing, bro.
Man, did you see what Brandon Walker said about y'all?
What'd he say?
And how Graham Mertz can beat y'all?
Yeah. A lot of teams can beat us, man.
Yeah, we're going to find out.
A lot of teams can beat us until we come on the field.
We're going to find out.
23 other teams said that, or 24 other teams said they could beat us, man. Still ain't happened.
Wow, that's
That Michigan hype a couple of years ago was so bad after we lost to Bama. Oh man, but Michigan was just gonna run all over us, bro.
damn. St. Thomas beating the crap out of Dillard. They beat. Ooh.
Leola passed the touchdown to AJ Bull.
Hey, Dylan gonna show out when he come to Athens, bro.
Bro, the score is 37-0 in the first quarter.
Who playing?
Five-star.
Who's playing?
St. Thomas and Dillard.
No.
This, bro, that's crazy, bro. 37-0 in the first quarter. That might be tomorrow. That might happen tomorrow. Uh-oh, I got one for you, Sarge.
What's up, man?
They don't build another AI photo.
I know, man.
Oh, them boys having fun.
Yeah, man. It's good content, man.
Them boys having fun with this AI stuff.
The funny part is after they lose, then they're gonna just disappear. After they lose, if Georgia's not that good. They're gonna lose at least 2 more games, and they're not gonna win a national championship.
They say they losing. Play that baby lizard.
Georgia look averaging. I don't see how
Yeah,
they
they
gonna.
said it's what 37-0 St. Thomas over Dillard in the first quarter. And oh yeah, that's Miami's wide receiver chance catching a touchdown. Yeah, that's man, you look like that. Somebody need to turn in their whistle. They need to turn in their whistle. All right, folks. I think it's time to call it a night. We've been on this thing for about 2 hours. Georgia's gonna whoop Florida tomorrow. Ain't nothing to see. I'll catch y'all guys tomorrow morning.